If you knew someone making thousands of dollars every month from crypto, how much time could you guess they spend trading? Most people think it takes hours of staring at the chart, consistently watching the markets. I'm doing completely the opposite. I have built a system that lets me generate passive income from crypto without day trading, without the stress, and without being glued to the screen all day. But it wasn't always like this. I used to chase trades, watch the market 24/7 and feel like I had no control. I got into day trading because I wanted financial and freedom. But what ended up happening was that I spent a lot more time in the charts than with my own family. Now hear me out. Once I figured out how to use automated trading bots, everything changed. Whether the market is up, down, sideways or in circles, my bots are making trades for me 24/7. And in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how it works and how you can implement the same system. That being said, let's get started. So how does it work? Well, as you probably know, the crypto market moves up and down a lot. And I mean a lot. So instead of stressing over these constant price swings, a grid trading bot takes advantage of them by placing multiple buy and sell orders automatically. Just like we can see right here, from using the volatility of the market, this bot has generated so far 16.95% in BNL, averaging a 1.56% daily over the last 14 days and 13 hours. And if I zoom in a bit more into a smaller time frame, we can see here that when the price goes down, the bot automatically places buy orders, and when it goes up, it triggers sell orders. This will allow you to make a small profit through the volatility of the market. The bot is constantly working, making it one of the most powerful and profitable strategies out there. As you can see, this bot so far has triggered 1,236 trades in only 14 days. And if I wanted to get into these trades by myself, that is about 80 trades per day. I could be spending countless hours in front of my screen to achieve this by myself. So it's no way I could be doing that by myself. This one, for example, is up 9.77%, and I'm talking about BNL. I'm not talking about bot profit. I'm talking about actual BNL, actually profit and loss. 1,177 trades in 18 days and 20 hours, or this one, 7% in 13 days, about 595 trades. We can also notice that one of our members inside CBA was able to profit an 18% in just about 10 days, averaging close to a 2% daily from one of his best performing bots. Now let's talk about the anatomy of the grid bot. Now when it comes to the anatomy of the grid bot, it has different parts. So let me show you each one so you can understand exactly how it works and why each setting matters. For instance, the first thing we have to cover is the grid range. Grid range in simple terms is the price action in percentage where the bot is going to be placing either buy or sell orders. It's going to depend on how volatile a cryptocurrency is, but for instance, to measure a grid range, we use a tool called price range. And we can see that this grid range is about, let me just pick the right tool, there we go, a 41.89%. That is the grid range we're using. And that is because this is how much this coin is moving, an average of 41%. If a coin is more volatile, it means it's moving more, then we want to cover more price action. If it is moving less, we want to cover potentially less price action. Then we have grid levels. Grid levels are all of these lines that you see right here. And the idea behind it is that in every of these green lines, the bot places a buy order, right? So it's going to be placing buy orders every time it triggers one of these green lines. And as soon as it goes up and it triggers another of these lines, it's automatically gonna trigger a sell order. Between the buy and the sell is the profit, and also is the grid step percentage. The grid step percentage is the distance between each grid line. The bigger the distance between each grid line, the higher the profit. But that is where you have to be careful, because if there is way too much distance between each grid line, bot might not be able to trigger successfully buy and sell orders. And the only way you can make a profit is by making sure the bot places buy and sell orders. For instance, here we can see I'm really gonna zoom in here so you can hopefully notice this, how the bot is pretty much looking flat, right? Like if you look at away from it, you can see that it's pretty much going nowhere. But we can see how it's successfully triggering buy orders, and as soon as it goes up, it triggers sell orders. Buy orders, sell orders, buy orders within the same pretty much price, yet it's averaging 1.56% daily. Then we have trailing up. So what trailing up means is, for example, if the price of the cryptocurrency goes above my high price, then the grid range, meaning the high and the low price, is going to adjust itself to the new price of the cryptocurrency. Now, trailing down is pretty much the same, but in the opposite direction. If the price of the cryptocurrency goes down, then my high and my low price will adjust themselves to the new price of the cryptocurrency. Now, how do you find profitable coins? Here's where things get a bit tricky. You need something with a strong volatility so the bot can place a lot of buy and sell orders, but it also has to stay within a range so the strategy actually works. This is exactly what we focus on inside CVA. In fact, we have spent over $40,000 testing different coins with our own money and finding the ones that work best for grid trading. And here's the best part, inside CVA, we give our members access to a list of proven coins that have already been tested. We have found coins that average around a 0.50% a day, and some even better. Just like one of our members, Luis, who is using one of the coins that we have listed inside CVA, and his best performing bot is averaging 3.84% a day. That is an insane return, close to 30% a week, just by running it on the right coin with the right setup. But now, how do you find these type of coins? We have to come to TradingView, and we're gonna use these filters right here. We're gonna click on filters, and we're gonna make sure that you have the exchange. If you're using Kraken, make sure that it's USD, and also we're gonna search for the RSI. We're gonna type RSI and make sure that the value is below 53. Then we're gonna click on the column setup and make sure we have volatility, volatility month, and volatility week. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start searching coin by coin, making sure we find something that has been moving sideways, meaning it has been moving on a range for quite some time, because at the end of the day, that is how the bot makes most of the profit. So we're just gonna skip through some of these coins. You can use the 6-hour time frame or the daily time frame, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna go through some of these. Alright, so this one looks quite interesting, but it has not been trading for too long. Ideally, you also want to be looking for something that has been on the market for quite some time. Obviously, this one is not a good fit, like it has been on the market just this month, so probably not the best fit, right? Okay, this one looks quite interesting. We can see it has been on the market since May 2022, and it has been pretty much in a range for quite some time. The range seems to be about a 70%. Now, this is with a conservative range, meaning covering a lot of price action. If you want to do something that is more aggressive, you can use the latest support and resistance. So for that, we're gonna click here. Horizontal line, we're gonna define a support, and then we're gonna define a resistance. And if we measure from the top to the bottom, we get our price range, meaning our grid range percentage. But now, how do you actually set up a bot? Like, how do you know what are the best settings so you can maximize profit and minimize risk? Well, that is when we introduce one of our best tools we have created so far, the CVA Grid Backtester. Now, this is a private indicator we have developed inside CVA, but if you want to have access, then make sure to stay until the end and I'll show you how you can have access for free. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna backtest this last sideways movement, which is about 202 days. That's a long time. I'm actually gonna backtest the last 90 days because again, we're still moving on a range. And I just wanna have a feeling of, okay, how much profit can this bot make in the last 90 days with these settings? And then using the CVA Grid Backtester, we're gonna just start tweaking some settings and figure out what works the best. All right, so I'm gonna turn on the indicator. I'm gonna define the last 90 days. As you can see here, let me just check something here. There we go. 73 days worth of trading. 94, 90 days worth of trading. Perfect. Now I'm gonna set this 60% just like this. I want to make sure I use a 60% because remember, that is the price action in percentage that this cryptocurrency has. Every coin has a different price action. It's highly going to depend on the volatility of it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this and I'm going to take the price bar number 1, that is the high price, the top of the grid range or the upper limit, and we're going to paste it here. I'm gonna double click on the price range one more time, copy the second value, that is the low price or the lower limit, and paste it here. Now we can see how it simulates how a grid bot could be performing. From all of the research we have done, we notice about an 80% accuracy, but it looks a bit messy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit more. There we go. Now I'm gonna go to the 5-minute time frame because we set up the backtester on a bigger time frame, but we analyze the data in a smaller time frame, like the 5-minute or the 10 minutes. Wow, this is just this is unbelievable, guys. Like we can notice a 115% in 92 days worth of trading, or an average daily profit of 0.84% a day. What it means is that you have something that has not gone up in value, yet you're almost doubling, you're pretty much doubling your investment in less than a year. That is unheard on an automated trading system. So this one seems very profitable. So this one seems quite interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it up and show you how you can do it as well. So now we're gonna go back to Bitsgap. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set it up in Bitsgap. I'm gonna click on Start New Bot, Create Bot, select the exchange you want to use. In this case, I'm gonna be using Kraken. I'm gonna be setting up the investment amount, $10,000. I personally like to set up the bot in the 6-hour time frame. It's just a bit easier to look at the overall view. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the price range, which is gonna be right here, and I'm gonna do a 60% grid range. That is because that is the price range in percentage we got from measuring the resistance to the support. Now I'm gonna come back to the indicator and I'm gonna see these grid levels. So in this case, we're getting a 50 grid levels. So I'm gonna set this to 50. I'm gonna click on continue and start the bot. And this is how you successfully set up a grid bot. And if you want to go even in more detail, you can also start backtesting with different grid levels. You can do 30. We're going to give it a second. We're going to wait. If that is more or less profitable, we can see it's averaging a 0.78. Or we can do we actually did 50 already, so we can do 40. We can do 60. 70. Okay, seems like 50 grid levels is the optimum for maximum profitability. All right, so now the bot is all set up and running, and we can see that because it has successfully placed a buy order. That is a green dot right there. Now, if you want to have access to the CBA grid backtester, here's what you have to do. In the comment section, comment your TradingView username and I will grant you 14 days of free access. Meaning you can still set up the bot following the CBA systematic approach, backtest the coin, and still get insane results, just like all of our members have got. Now, in the last video, I mentioned we had 10 spots open. Well, I'm afraid to tell you we are down to just 4. So if you have been watching this video and thinking, I need a system that actually works, this is your chance to get the step-by-step process, access to our tested coins, and hands-on support to set up your bot the right way. Don't wait until all the spots are gone. Click the link down below, book a call, and let's get you started. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We are finally 2,000 subscribers. Let's go now for the 10K, so make sure you subscribe if you are new to this channel. And as always, God bless you, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.